Welcome back to Imel's family. What if I told you that beauty can kill? Imagine this, a mysterious, glowing blue powder, so enchanting it captures the hearts of an entire neighborhood. People are fascinated, touching it, sharing it, even painting it on their skin like glitter. But this isn't a fairy tale. This luminescent powder was a silent killer, and it poisoned an entire city. This is the story of Cesium-137, one of the most dangerous radioactive materials ever discovered, a substance that turns beauty into a deadly trap. So, what exactly is Cesium-137? You won't find it naturally in the Earth's crust or deep in the ocean. It's a man-made menace, born from the heart of nuclear fission. This is the very same process that fuels nuclear power reactors and gives atomic bombs their devastating power. When uranium atoms are split, they release enormous amounts of energy, but they also leave behind a cocktail of radioactive byproducts, and Cesium-137 is one of the most persistent and hazardous among them. What makes it so dangerous is the type of radiation it emits. Cesium-137 decays and releases both beta particles and gamma rays. Think of beta particles as tiny, high-energy projectiles. When they come into contact with your body, they can't penetrate very deeply, but if you ingest or inhale Cesium-137, these particles are released directly inside you. They bombard your cells and tissues from within, shredding DNA and causing widespread damage. But that's only half the story. The gamma rays are even more insidious. Unlike beta particles, gamma rays are a form of high-energy light that can pass straight through your skin, muscles, and even bone, irradiating your entire body from the outside in. They are invisible, unstoppable waves of energy that can scramble your cellular machinery, leading to radiation sickness, cancer, and, in high enough doses, a swift and painful death. This dual threat of internal and external radiation is what makes Cesium-137 a truly formidable poison. Now, here's the most terrifying part, the aspect that makes Cesium-137 a master of disguise. Our bodies are incredibly complex chemical factories, and they rely on specific elements to function. One of the most vital is potassium. It's an electrolyte that helps regulate nerve signals, muscle contractions, and fluid balance. Every cell in your body needs it. Chemically, Cesium-137 looks remarkably similar to potassium. It's a biological imposter. So, if you ingest contaminated food or water, your body can't tell the difference. It welcomes the Cesium-137 in, thinking it's the helpful potassium it needs. Your cells actively pull it from your bloodstream and incorporate it into your soft tissues, especially your muscles. And once it's inside, it doesn't leave quickly. It settles in and starts its destructive work, continuously irradiating you from the inside out. While other substances might be flushed out in hours or days, Cesium-137 has a biological half-life of over 100 days. That means for months, this radioactive Trojan horse remains lodged in your body, silently destroying you cell by cell. This isn't just a theoretical threat, it has played out in a real-life tragedy that serves as a chilling warning. Let's travel back to 1987, to the city of Goiânia, Brazil. Two men, looking for scrap metal to sell, broke into an abandoned medical clinic. Inside, they found a teletherapy machine, a device used for radiation cancer treatment. They had no idea what it was, but they managed to pry out the heart of the machine, a small, heavy capsule containing a highly radioactive source. They took it home, and curious about what was inside, managed to puncture the capsule. Out poured a brilliant, glowing blue powder. It was Cesium-137 chloride salt. The men were mesmerized by the otherworldly glow. One of them, Dever Ferreira, took it to his house. He was so enchanted that he shared this magical powder with his family and friends. His 6-year-old niece, Leida das Neves Ferreira, played with it, rubbing the sparkling dust on her body. She ate a sandwich with her contaminated hands. Others were given small fragments as gifts. They saw beauty and wonder. They had no idea they were holding their own death sentence. Within days, the consequences began. People started experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness, the classic first signs of acute radiation sickness. They went to doctors, but no one could figure out what was wrong. They were treated for a mysterious foodborne illness. It was only when one of them carried a contaminated bag to a public health office that the horrifying truth was finally revealed. A visiting physicist with a scintillation counter detected the massive levels of radiation, and a citywide panic erupted. The aftermath was catastrophic. 4 people died within a month, including the little girl, Leida. Hundreds more were contaminated, suffering from severe radiation burns and long-term health problems. Entire houses had to be demolished, topsoil was removed, and personal belongings were confiscated and buried in a radioactive waste repository. The beautiful blue glow had turned into a nightmare, leaving a permanent scar on the city of Goiânia and a grim lesson for the world about the unseen dangers of radiation. The Goiânia disaster is a harrowing tale, but out of such tragedies, humanity finds strength and innovation. Science doesn't just identify problems, it creates solutions. In the face of a poison like Cesium-137, science offers hope. When doctors were faced with the contaminated patients in Brazil, they turned to a surprisingly simple yet effective antidote, a pigment called Prussian Blue. You might know it as a deep blue color used in paints and blueprints, but medicinally, it's a lifesaver. When taken in capsule form, Prussian Blue works as an incredibly effective trap. It travels through the digestive system and chemically binds to Cesium-137 ions in the intestines. This prevents the cesium from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream, forcing it to be excreted from the body much more quickly. With this treatment, the biological half-life of Cesium-137 can be slashed from a daunting 110 days to a much more manageable 30 days. This drastically reduces the total radiation dose a person receives, giving their body a fighting chance to repair the damage. But what about the environment? After nuclear accidents like Chernobyl or Fukushima, vast areas of land become contaminated with Cesium-137, making them unsafe for decades. Here too, science provides an elegant, nature-based solution called phytoremediation. It sounds complex, but the idea is simple: using plants to clean up polluted soil. Scientists discovered that certain plants, like sunflowers, amaranth, and some types of grasses, are particularly good at absorbing cesium from the soil through their roots. Because cesium mimics potassium, these plants pull it up and store it in their stems and leaves. By planting these hyperaccumulator plants in contaminated fields and then harvesting and safely disposing of them, we can gradually remove the radioactivity from the soil. It's a slow process, but it's a green, cost-effective way to heal our planet, turning a field of radioactive contamination into a field of bright, beautiful sunflowers that are literally cleaning the earth. It's a powerful example of how we can work with nature to undo the damage we've caused. Radiation is all around us, silent and invisible. It can be a source of immense power and a terrifying threat. But as we've seen with Cesium-137, the greatest danger lies not in the radiation itself, but in ignorance. The story of Goiânia isn't just a tragedy, it's a powerful reminder that knowledge is our best shield. The more we understand the fundamental forces of our universe, the better equipped we are to handle them safely and responsibly. From the doctors using Prussian Blue to save lives, to the scientists planting sunflowers to heal the earth, knowledge is the light that guides us out of the darkness. So, stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop learning. The world is full of incredible science waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of radiation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories where science meets humanity. Because science doesn't just explain our world, it protects it. We'll see you in the next video.